We're live and in living with a Kodachrome, or not. Well, it says I'm live, but I don't see anything on the screen. That's disturbing. Oh, there we go. Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome to, let's say Tuesday, March 31st. It's the end of March. Sean D in the house. How's it going? This is an unscheduled live stream. Please remember, I do need you to step back, as it says right there, 6 feet. Please stay 6 feet away from the screen. We're DIY social distancing at home. Just hanging out, and, I was trying to get a video out today, and we got really busy with stuff, and we had to do a live stream with another creator for something else. We were guest hosting on it. Gary P in the house. Gary P's here.
Hey!
I hope you're feeling good.
Okay.
As good as you can. And we're thinking about you every night. And you and your wife. And anyway, Bobby, Nacho Dads, Cedar Hill Productions, Marcus, Rich, Jacob, Futon, Douglas, Bruce, Doug Johnson, Quentin, Benjamin, all in the house tonight for an impromptu how to do social distancing at home. Which, by the way, you are too close. You're inside. You're inside my safety circle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, we're at home. You're at home. We thought, some other people might be bored. I've been trying to do a video a day or do a live stream a day. The video didn't happen, so live stream it is. The topic for tonight is, we have no idea. I was going to do TV shows, but I don't watch enough TV shows to know what to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to talk about? Ooh, Bear One has carrots. We should talk about carrots.
Wait, Bear One has carrots? Oh, cool. I fed my children tacos earlier, and now they're starving. It's like I never fed them before, ever. So I'm making an amazing fish dish that they like, which my timer will go off shortly. So I'm going to run away, feed them, and be right back.
Wohawk is just taunting us. He's only going to stay 5.9 feet back.
Wohawk, I'm going to come find you.
Texas Slim, right? Too bloody right.
Alex says, hello. Hey, y'all from New Orleans.
Nolan, oh, how you doing down in New Orleans?
He says not infected yet.
Yeah, that's a hot zone if there ever was one. Yeah, if the virus doesn't get you, the gators will. I've never been to New Orleans. I don't know.
What were we watching? We were the Big Short. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And there is a scene where they are.
There's no crocodiles in that movie.
Isn't it?
There's an alligator.
Is.
There's
when
an
they're looking at the property.
It's not a crocodile. It's an alligator.
You had me thinking I was crazy there for a hot second. I mean, still possible, but I'm not in this case. Anyways, they are looking at when the foreclosures happen, and they are checking out the properties, and they're looking at this backyard, and there's a pool, and they're walking by it, and then there's an alligator in it.
Yeah, they're looking down into the pool to see what kind of, if it's in good shape, and there's an alligator starts thrashing around. They're like, oh, I'm out of here.
Yep.
I'm done with that.
Yep.
The magnesium fire starters, that's what I was looking at. I used to have some magnesium fire starters around here. I think it's in our go bag. Well, it's like I'm really scared. How is the Bauer bandsaw, and what happened to the old one? Well, the old one was Chicago Electric. They just changed the name on it. I had the Chicago Electric. I have the Bauer one now. I don't see a difference in the two other than the color. It's a little more red, and it says Bauer on it. There's a couple items that are doing that too. There is in the new flyer for next month, there's a listing for the new Bauer 10-inch sliding miter saw. It looks exactly like the Chicago Electric 10-inch sliding miter saw. It's another one of these where I think they just changed the branding on it.
Yeah. Bobby says, I've spent the day making over 4 gallons of chili just to can.
Oh, my gosh.
You are definitely going to be prepared.
And gassy.
Well, he's not going to eat it all.
Oh,
Probably by himself.
I was just gonna say, I hope not.
Or perhaps we're finding a new solution for the gas
There you
problem.
go. You get lots of food and free power.
Robert says he's 64 and his wife is 22, and he's having a hard time with the 6 feet away. Any suggestions? Nope.
If you're living in the same house,
Good luck.
yeah, it's not going to happen. It's there's almost unless one person just is going to stay in their room and never come out and only use one bathroom, and you can use another portion of the house. It's pretty much assumed that anybody who lives in the same house, or if one person is exposed, everyone's exposed.
Oh, Gary says, I appreciate the thoughtfulness. My wife is resting tonight for the first time in days, but me, I feel like I would be way better off dead. I'm
really sorry.
And then you said that you promised your wife that you would keep fighting until I can't see over the dirt. That is right. Absolutely. Yep. And we are going to continue to pray for your family. And please keep checking in. I know you feel awful, and I cannot say that I know how you feel, but just keep fighting. We like you here. We need you here.
Yes, we do. Mara says, will it be known as Black April, not the stock market crash reference, but something from the Battle of Britain kind of thing? I don't know. It really is going to have to figure out. The stock market's not going anywhere. I don't know if you've been following our other channel, Den of Gadgets, where we've been doing about 2.5 hour live streams every morning following the stock market. And it's just going sideways. There's just no rhyme or reason to the market right now. It was up almost all of last week. Big sell-off on Friday. Then huge green buy-in back on Monday. And then today was just a straight sideways kind of day. There was a couple ups, couple big ups, couple big downs. But at the end of the day, pretty much just lateral movement. Really weird. Let's see here. The Tool Hunter says Bauer 5 and 8 ampere batteries release date. Second half of the year is the best I can tell you. It's and I don't know, maybe they rush it forward because of everything that's going on, or maybe it gets delayed. Originally, it was like early second half, but at this point, it's anyone's guess. Well, Hawk says, I'm not at home. I'm also not left-handed.
Alrighty.
Is that like a Princess Bride reference?
I have no idea.
Mike says, love the channel. Just bought an 83 Isuzu pickup with a diesel engine. Having a hard time finding parts. That's too bad. Those are great little pickup trucks. I love those things.
I forgot ears. I have to go check on dinner. I'll be right back.
Tragedy strikes.
I will bring back ears.
Did somebody make a comment?
Yes. That's why I was like, oh my goodness.
Do you still have / use the inflatable hot tub? No, it died, and it was entirely my fault. I left it out in weather that it should not have been left out in, and it got distended on it. And on top of that, my Labradog decided that she loved using it, and we didn't think about it, and it ended up clogging the pump with her fur very, very badly. So I did end up disassembling the pump system and cleaning that all out. I don't know, though, if it's permanently damaged the motor because I had to fight through that. But the tub itself is dead. Now, I had thoughts about building a new one, but they've also had some really good sales. So I really like it. I plan to buy another one because I have a hard time investing in one of the big kind of, like a soft tub. I might get something like that, but I really like them because I'm pretty much the only person who uses it. The wife may join me every so often, but I found that using it for about 15 to 20 minutes in the morning really helps me throughout the rest of the day. Daughter Ra's here. Everyone, shh, stop talking. She's here. She'll hear you. James Luke, add hard-boiled eggs to the chili and manufacture your own fuel supply. Well, Hawk says, I thought I was robbing the cradle. I'm 42. Girlfriend is 23. I held her and kissed her the other night. I'm 11 years older than my wife, which is funny because my grandfather was 11 years older than my grandmother, and her father was 11 years older than her mother. I think that's, once you get past like the 30 to 40 something age range, it kind of goes away. You know, it's, men act younger a lot of times, women act older. She acts like she's 75. I act like I'm 5. The Quentin says, I'm going to buy the McGraw 21 gallon compressor. Do you think it would be okay in its own little shed thing? As long as, I don't know how big the little shed thing is. Those motors do get hot, so it has to have enough room for air to be able to circulate around the fins and keep it cool. And that's all dependent on how much you run it and use it. Being the fact that it is a light duty compressor, you shouldn't be running it for hours at a time or anything like that. So it should probably be fine. Have you heard anything about a Bauer drill press? Gary, I have not. And I do know the guy who's in charge of the woodworking and that kind of stuff now. And I can try and ping him about it. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with the drill presses that Harbor Freight has. I've got the small one, the $55 one. I think it's 8-inch. And I've got the 17-inch, which I honestly think is fabulous. Now, granted, I got it on a screaming deal as, I think it was an open box item. I think I paid $125 for it. So it's hard to complain at $125. I'm not saying there are not better presses out there. Oh my gosh. I saw one. It's $1,000. And it's a direct drive motor with a computerized control. You set the depth gauge on it electronically, and when you drill to the point of where it's supposed to go to, when you pull down the lever, it turns off the motor, starts spinning backwards, and retracts automatically. Oh my gosh, that is nice. And it's got a ton of torque. Donna Ross says that Steve and her are about 4 months apart. But yes, a hot tub. I'll tell you what, there is very little that is better than a good glass of bourbon and a hot tub, in the middle of a snowstorm. I love hanging out in a hot tub or with a light rain or a snowstorm or something like that, or even cold fog. The back and forth of the temperatures is very invigorating. Topeka, Kansas in the house. Oh, he grew up in Topeka. What's that?
I thought you said Pikachu.
Ooh, does Harbor Freight have a battery-powered shop vac or plans for one in the future? They do not have them now, but we have seen photos of them for both the Bauer and the Hercules line. Rouse says, we've been talking hot tubs. Yeah, you should buy a new inflatable hot tub and do a nice review on it. That would be a great investment. Yes. Well, I want to get one for the house in Montana. What?
We need two of them.
Well, you can deflate them and take them with us, but
yeah,
it'd be nice to be able to not have to truck it back and forth and everything. The egg itself, the little pod, there's a new one where the pod's even smaller. The only thing it's fine. Once you get it set up and running, you don't really touch it a whole bunch. It's not like you're constantly controlling it. The one thing I'll say about it is if you're really into the jacuzzi jet kind of thing, they're not really good at that. They do have some things that can put bubbles out and make it kind of semi-agitated, but there's not going to be any kind of jet kind of thing. That said, I've never liked the jacuzzi aspect of hot tubs. I am all about hot soak aspect.
Sorry, Shaka. I love you.
Did Shaka say something about how much they love Ryobi?
Yes, it was like that, but slightly different. Shaka with the $2 super chat. PSA, Ryobi causes coronavirus. It is garbage. I'm just quoting. Don't sue me.
It's made with bats.
It's made with bats. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
I almost spit bourbon all over you because I was laughing as I put the cup up and I took a big whiff up through my nose. Ooh,
yep.
That'll clear out your sinuses.
That's one way to do that. Wahawk wants to know how long we're streaming tonight. That is an excellent question. You get back to me when you let me know.
Yeah, when you find out.
Figure it out, because we don't know.
Yeah. Dwayne says that he's late. What do we miss? Well, we were talking about you. So
a lot.
We'll stop now. And
sorry. Jeff from Bozeman says, when the bartender yelled, "Last call," I didn't know it was going to be for 30 days.
Oh.
Well, now you know.
It's going to be for at least 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying peak for 2 to 3 weeks. So we're still 2 to 3 weeks out from peak. Mm-hmm. And let's see here. We talked about Harbor Freight batteries. So streaming. Hi there. I have the Daytona the Daytona 3-ton low profile long reach jack. The large steel lever has some play in it at the bottom. It doesn't affect lifting. Is that normal? The long reach. So that's the one I was talking about. The one that's normally like $200. And the lever. Are you talking about the foot lever, or are you talking about the hand lever? It doesn't affect lifting. Is that normal? Since I don't have that jack, it's really hard for me. Well, next to impossible for me to tell you if the play is normal, but I do have the contact information for the guy who's in charge of the jacks, and I can send him an email, and maybe in the next live stream, like this coming Sunday, check in and I can let you know. Or you can email. You email me at red@denoftools.com. I will email my contact at Harbor Freight, and we can find out.
JF Kansas, you are just so full of gas. He makes his own bubbles in his hot tub.
Is he the one making the chili?
They might be friends.
Oh. I just want to say about the jacks. So in one of the other Facebook groups I'm in, it's Mac tool users. I'm in all these different groups so I can keep abreast of the entire tool community. And this guy posted, and first of all, I feel bad for him. So he's a mechanic in a shop, and he gave up. The shop owner said, "We're not buying new floor jacks." He's like, "This new floor jack is dangerous. It's a piece of junk." So he had to go out and buy his own. So he bought a Mac floor jack, and he took a picture of it, posted it. It's a great looking jack, and I'm looking at this thing, going, that looks really familiar. It's an exact copy. If you take the 3-ton aluminum racing jack from Harbor Freight, and then you do a search for Mac 3-ton aluminum jack, the paint job is different. The body, the bolts, everyththing else is the same. And the list price on it is $500, $560. Now, sure, of course, that's their stupid price. But because it's you, I'm going to give you the on the truck discount. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 30, 40, 50% off. Even at 50% off, you're still paying nearly double what the coupon price would be on the Harbor Freight one. So, even if you bought the extended warranty and all that, anyway, I don't go on it. So, Brenton asks, have you used the 1/2 inch or 3/8 power torque impacts from O'Reilly's? Seems like a good deal. I have not. I've seen them. I haven't done a lot with tools from O'Reilly's, to be honest. The hand tools I've looked at, I've not been impressed with. I know some people like them. I should probably do some more stuff with O'Reilly's. Probably not going to be doing it right now. I really want to do one on impacts. There's been a lot of discussions on impacts, and I've kind of got this feeling that I know it's not going to be popular, but like an impact is an impact from what I've seen. Because I've got some higher end impacts, and I've got my Cobalt impacts, and I can't tell the difference.
Donna Ross says, so what's tonight's theme?
Mickey Mouse ears? Tonight's theme is social distancing. Please stay back 6 feet.
Yes.
Basically, we're just hanging out because everyone else is stuck at home and we're stuck at home. So we thought we'd be stuck at home together
separately,
but 6 feet apart. And as such, it's open. If you want to suggest a topic, I will be happy to discuss it with you.
I think bubbles in your own hot tub has already been discussed.
Yes. Bear One says the mist is looking like a Floridian out here now.
Because of my ears. Because there's one in Florida.
Ooh. Snowmobilia says Intex has a new larger model. I think it's 80 inches in diameter.
Oh,
My
cool.
only issue with that is once you get to that much volume of water, running it off of 110, which is what the smaller units run off of, I don't know if it could adequately heat that. Of course, I've always wanted to build like a wood-fired boiler system and try implementing that because, working, just because it works doesn't mean it can't be fixed.
Let's not get too far behind.
Well, then you read something there.
I was.
Wohawk says MIC
Hey.
KEYMOUSE. Sorry, I know I already got a bunch of people singing the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Worry about your problems and your strife. Let's see here. Landon asks, opinion on the Ryobi half-inch impact. They don't give any torque information on it, but I don't know what, I should look it up. I have talked to some people, some other YouTubers. I've talked to two people who build planes, like small kit plane. They work for kit plane companies. They both use the Ryobi impact, that same one. And I know at least 5 car builders that I met at SEMA that I talked to who all use Ryobi impacts. And I've talked to a lot of, I should keep a list of these people. I keep running into people left and right who are like, I'm a pro. And it's not like I'm new at this and I'm kind of a pro. It's like I've been doing this 15, 20 years. And I've realized that the expensive tools are just, they're too expensive. And that if I don't trash my tools, the Ryobis last just as long as everything else. So, I mean, like, hey, don't just grab your tools and throw them bare naked in the back of the truck and let them bounce around. Put them back in the bag. You take care of them. They last a good long time. Sorry, Chaka.
Daughter Frost says, let's discuss jewelry.
Okay, we can talk jewelry. What kind? I'm a big fan of Tiffany's, to be honest.
He really is.
I also like, who's the other one? Starts with a C. They're a lot more expensive. Cartier. I like Cartier. Cartier makes some beautiful stuff. And I like Tiffany's. And I'm trying to think who else I like. I like a lot of independent designers as well. I don't ever wear jewelry, but I love buying jewelry for my wife.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Barbecue 76 asks, what the heck? Whatever is more family friendly. You're doing a live stream during the week while I'm at home. I know, right?
Yep.
In fact, hey, so I did go to Lowe's today. I know I was sneaky. I went out and I got gas in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I got an oil change because I just didn't feel like going around chasing down, oil at the store and getting a filter and all this stuff. And and we had a coupon that.
And we're supporting the local business.
Well, and there's that, but with the coupon, it is almost the same price of me just buying the oil, and I can just sit there in my car and not have to deal with it. I know the guys at the local shop, and I talk to them and stuff, so I don't feel too bad about it. The other thing is, and I have entirely asked, if you've got a Ram 1500, it's a pain in the you-know-what to reach the oil filter. I cannot reach it with my arm. My arm is too big to get to the oil filter because they put it up inside past, I can't get to it. And the only other way I can do it is I have to have one of the cubs climb underneath and go up there and get it, which we've done before. But where we are right now, we don't have a flat space to park and do work on. And I'm not going to jack up the truck on a slope and put my kids under it. So.
Yep.
But anyway, I was saying, so I went to Lowe's and I got, so I got a propane tank. I needed a new propane tank. I got a propane tank and I got a scraper for the grill. I got a wood one. Don't ever use wire scrapers for your grill. I got a wood scraper and I got a smoke box and chips. So we can do some cooking, which that's essential. Cooking from home's essential.
Right. Barbecue 76 or Frank says boredom live chat.
Yeah.
Barbecue 76 says, I'm watching this because I'm not at work. I'm sick of being essential or I'm sick. Pick one. I hope that you're just tired.
James says he makes an awesome Minnie Mouse soup. Ugh.
What? That sounds terrible. And I don't even see that. I think you just made that up.
No, I think it's like bat soup.
Bear One says partially the ears, partially the clothes. Because whenever it goes to like 70, these people break out cardigans, but keep them open and have, shall we say, not much. I think we're talking about Florida again.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Chromodynamics says the hand lever. Now, this is in response to the question about the jack before and about it being loose. It should not be loose. When I got my jack, it was loose. And here's what I did. I backed out because there's the pole goes down in there and there's a set screw to hold it. I took that all the way out, cleaned out the threads around that, and then I chased the threads going in because there was some paint or some gunk in there. And I took my finger and I cleaned out the hole as well so it would seat all the way down, and then the bolt would go all the way in and snug up. And once I did that, it worked perfectly.
Snowmobilia says, looking forward to your pressure washer video, trying to decide between electric versus gas right now.
I would say if you're doing around the house kind of stuff, electric should do it all. If you have a situation where you need to use a pressure washer where there is not electricity involved, or you actually need high pressure, then that's when you would go with gas. For basic DIY stuff, I don't foresee needing a gas pressure washer.
Corey says Ryobi is honestly good.
Zaffy wants to know how long we're cooking the battery. Well, they're really tough, so you have to slow cook them at a low temperature.
For very
for a
low
long
temperature.
Time. And have I ever heard of bluegrass ratchets? I have not.
No.
I've heard of bluegrass. I've heard of ratchets. I've heard no bluegrass. No. I gotta look this up now.
Adam says, haha, right. Sorry, guys. Please don't make me disappear. I'm assuming that's for the moderators. Master the Chicken says, Den of Tools, I wish I didn't have to work, but people need to eat.
Did you say sorry.
Bluegrass
no,
ratchet.
Master of Chickens?
Yes.
Love that.
Master of the Chickens.
Master of the Chicken.
Will H says, hello, all. Thanks for another stream. You are so welcome.
Bluegrass. Wow, these are old. They look like a SK copy, which was pretty popular back in the day.
Barbecue 70. Oh, no. Zafiel says torque 300 foot-pounds on half impact.
There you go. I think he's answering the question as to what the specs were on the Ryobi.
Barbecue 76 says, honestly, I hope I'm home because I'm tired and not for other reasons. Me too. Take care of yourself and just rest. Bear One says, on jewelry, Mom and I really like Iffy, Effy. And I also like Esquire.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with those brands. I'm a little old school when it comes to stuff like that.
Either.
Jim Adams, he said hi from Bakersfield. I'm not sure if you read that.
Yes.
Michael says, I work for a company that does spray painting. We use Binks, and I'm wondering how good is the one from Harbor Freight.
They use what?
Binks. He's talking pressure washers.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something that was like going to take off overspray and stuff like that, I would say these are not the washers for you because that's fairly high end kind of pressure. If you're trying to clean, like dirt and stuff off like mold and other very surface level kind of stuff off of concrete, then this will be fine. If you're trying to wash your car, this will be fine. If you're trying to prep a fence for staining, this will be fine. If you're just trying to clean the siding in your house, this will be fine. If you're trying to like get deep stains out of concrete, no. If you're trying to remove paint, this is not going to work. If you're trying to take branches off of medium-sized trees, it's not going to do that either. It will give you a nice burn on your finger. I was adjusting the tip on one at one point, and my finger slipped, and I got a nice little burn on the tip of my finger.
Did you see Logan's Creations?
No.
I thought it was right after Michael Gloss.
Oh, I haven't gotten to it yet.
That's what
I see it now.
Do you see it?
Are you gonna like snipe at me the whole evening? Is this what it's gonna be like? Is that what I have to put up with? Your little mouse snipings over there?
Pretty much.
He says another store to find deals is Ollie's Bargains Outlets. I've had people send me stuff about Ollie's. Ollie's is a very regional store. And it's difficult for me to talk about regional stores, A, because I've never been there.
You're not in that region.
I'm not in that region. And B, it only applies to a small segment. Like, even when I talk about Menards, Menards has stores the size of Home Depot and Lowe's. These are big. They're a giant player in the home DIY market and contractor market. And I mean, they're big enough they have a NASCAR team or they had one at least. That said, they're only in about a third of the country, and everyone else just sits there and their eyes glaze over when I talk about, hey, deals at Menards, and they tune out. So, I do try to throw some stuff in there every so often. I talk about Menards every so often. I talked about Northern Tools and a few other places, but when you get to that regional, like Ollie's, that's probably something best to post over in the YouTube, not the YouTube, the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/Den of Tools. I hear a lot of stuff, I think it was Cobalt stuff ended up there, and there were some hand tools and stuff, so some great deals, but most of us can't get there.
Yep.
Barbecue 76 says, I've told my family if anyone gets sick, it's because I used to be essential.
Yep. The superintendent of California schools said schools are probably closed until next year. Yes, we are from
until next
California.
School year or next year?
No, school year.
Yeah, they've been saying that. The governor even said that a couple weeks ago.
Not here.
In California.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. Sean G says, last time the local place did a vehicle for me, I had to weld a nut to get the plug back out. Was not happy. And Ronald says, we're not allowed to have nice things. We spend our money on necessities.
I hear ya.
Yeah. I have very few, nice things. I usually spend money on my wallets, but they last for a decade or more. I spend money, probably the things that I spend money on that I really don't have to is I buy nice sunglasses. I buy a pair of Ray-Bans pretty much once a year. And I do that because I have light sensitivity in my eyes, and I can't bear wearing any kind of heavy eyewear. It gives me just excruciating migraines. So I need polarized lenses. Well, lightweight polarized lenses that actually work and don't distort. Ray-Bans are one of the ones you can get. And I buy them off of eBay because about twice a year they run a huge blowout deal through eBay, and I get them for $80 or so, and I buy one pair, once a year. And by the time the next year rolls around, I've scratched the snot out of them.
Yeah.
So I get the new pair, and I'm like, wow, I can see everything. And what else do I waste money on? Audiobooks. I do.
Yes. Yes.
You see that face?
Mm-hmm.
That's the face. She's tried to convince. She's like, you can get free books from the library.
There's this place called the library.
Yeah, their selection of audiobooks.
When is the last time you truly
Rux
looked?
Calls.
When is the last time you truly looked?
I did like about a year ago. I went through the libraries online, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I think you are at that age where a year ago was actually 10 years ago. I think it might have been 5 years ago the last time you looked.
No.
Yep.
No. But that said, I've let my subscription go. I used to be a platinum member on Audible. I'd pay $250 a year and then probably spend another $30 to $50 a month on top of that. But I also used to commute 4 to 6 hours a day. So for me, it was like kept me alive. And, but I can't think of anything. Well, no, even like I don't drink bottom level bourbon, but I don't drink that much. So I'm not buying it very often. So when I do buy it, I do try to buy something decent. Every once in a while, I'll buy something nice. What else? I don't know. That's about all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, you don't.
I only buy the top tier Crocs. I don't buy the cheap Crocs. I go name brand on my Crocs.
He just said that. He also wears size 15 shoes. So good luck finding them anywhere.
Yeah.
At any brand. In the universe.
Hey, hold on. I've completely lost
Where
I was.
It's all right. Daughter of Ra is excited that her pumpkin bread should be arriving tomorrow.
You mean the one I ate?
Apparently, I can't whisper into the mic. What? You and you're wanting to hear me?
Bear One says, oh, hey, on the next installment of What's Going On with the Kia Soul, it finally popped a check engine light, and the code was only for one of the misfires, not both. Also, it disappeared. Man, you got to love those kind of things, the intermittent kind of stuff. Oh. Snowmobilia says, have you seen Tecton is coming out with? Are they coming out with a hot tub? Because that would be awesome. No, the new tool chest. I've had a conversation with them. They actually said they're not quite prepared to fully discuss it, but looking at them, they look very similar to the. Is Grizz on here? I think it's the proto boxes.
I don't think I've seen Grizz, but
because he has one, and the proto boxes are very. They're just basic but sturdily made. Kind of remind me like the old Mac boxes, which would be appropriate because Proto and Mac are owned by the same company. Andy Prairie Dog says, good Tuesday evening.
good evening.
Anyway, hi there. I'm at work now and pretending to be occupied for 12 minutes at one task, but but really watching. Don't get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble.
But glad to have you here. And, Rick want to know if the tap and die from Harbor Freight are okay. So I've got the basic, I think it's Pittsburgh, the bigger set that with coupon goes for like $30 or something like that. And I really like that set. That said, I don't use it all the time. It's usually my, oh crap, I need to fix this kind of set. I use it mostly for chasing, rethreading, that kind of stuff. I've only used it a couple times for cutting new threads, and I think, yeah, it's always worked for me. When I'm cutting new threads, I'm always very slow and careful with it. For chasing stuff, it's been perfect. So it all depends on what you're going to use it for.
Hey, Mr. Doughboy.
Coda says, I have a Hoot tool chest. I got a lot of tools, but when my pap passed away, I need a newer box to put all mine in, all his old tools in one box. What would you recommend as a box? Is it going to be just a box that holds tools, sits in your garage? Is it a pro box? I'm a big fan of the U.S. General stuff. I know I've got the icon behind me. It's a gorgeous box, but I don't think 99% of people need to pay $4,000 or whatever for a box. I think that's a bit ridiculous. I think those boxes would be great. And of course, there's also if you're doing like just straight home DIY stuff, that if you're on the Facebook group, I hate to mention it again, but we've been talking about what they call the white unicorn, the Cobalt box that they were closing out for $200. That's a great find if you can find it.
Yep.
Barbecue 76. Why would I tell you to look that up? English
He's having talk to text, typing without looking. He's having my issues. I use talk to
What
text.
did he tell me to look up? Fade to bluegrass.
Yeah. And then he said he did the texting without looking. Daughter of Ross says, "Don't you dare touch my pumpkin bread." Somebody else ratted out that you had some pumpkin bread.
What?
When I made it.
A bluegrass tribute to Metallica. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
She's counting the minutes till the mail gets there.
I saw that. Yes. And I'm gonna have to make more. I was reading something. Somebody asked if you like scotch.
No, I'm an American. I don't drink stuff that smells like fertilizer.
Honey, I have news for you about the stuff that you do drink and what it smells like.
It's not fertilizer.
It smells disgusting.
I have a good friend from long time friend, and he and I drinking buddies going way back. And he drinks scotch, I drink bourbon, and he drinks good scotch. And he constantly tries, "Oh, you need to try this and you need to try that." And I've tried it all. But he likes the Highland stuff. It's really peaty and whatnot. I'm like, it smells like the lawn and garden department. You know, when you back in the day, you go in before they had them outside, and they just had them like in a separate what do you call it? Greenhouse kind of area, and you'd walk in there and you get hit with that smell of the peat from the fertilizer. That's, to me, is what Highland Scotch smells like or tastes like.
Must be like a cilantro thing. That's the only thing I can think is that, like, some people...
No, it's because they use peat.
No, but
making scotch.
Oh, my gosh. That, to some people, that's like a good taste or smell, and to some people, it's off-putting.
Some people like getting kicked in the snout. No, it's bad. It's wrong. I'm joking. Whatever you like to drink is totally fine. But it's wrong and it's un-American because real Americans drink American bourbon out of an official Den of Tools home and away bear mug. Sorry, shameless plug.
Yep.
But I won't tell you where to get it. How about that?
Bear1 says, "Hey Bear, have you heard anything else regarding the Sunex pinup series of knives? Can't find nothing on them."
Of knives?
That's what it says.
I didn't know they were doing knives. I really like the pinup stuff they're doing. I'm a big fan of pinup art. And I'll have to look into that, but I have not seen anything from it.
Also, we rescued Groovejet. He
Yay!
was watching his friend via Twitch playing Destiny on PlayStation. He's so miserable. I'm hungry. I'm stir crazy. I'm this. I'm that. Wow, cheer up. I think that's his friend who's having a moment. Anyways, we're super glad that we were able to rescue you from that. I still do not think that you sleep at all. Just as long as we're keeping track.
Michael says paint spray gun is what I was asking. I've only used the basic ones from Harbor Freight for some very basic stuff. I know they've made some newer ones. I talked to the guy who's behind it. Now, one of the first businesses I ever owned was doing automotive paint touch-up. So I've used automotive spray guns. And I understand the science and the tech behind him. Talking to this guy, he clearly knew what he was talking about. Not just knew. The guy was brilliant. And I've heard good things about it, but I've not used them, and it's been a long time since I've really used the higher-end spray guns, so it's probably not the best topic for me to weigh in on. Barbecue 76 says, "I don't know what's worse, talk to text or my typing without proofreading." Oh, yes. I use talk to text all the time. If you ask me a question, you get a response, and it looks like I've been mixing Xanax with, highballs, it's because I'm using talk to text.
Yep. And I'm even worse than he is. Past the Spider said, "Before I had boxes with cardboard and duct tape dividers." I totally feel you on that.
Zaffio, that is a sobering thought to the point where I'm not going to read it. I'm sorry. That is not, I can't get into that dark a space tonight. Donna Ross says, "Time for root beer." I hope you enjoy your root beer. I like a good root beer.
You know what? Root beer is underrated, I think.
I love good root
I
beer.
don't have it very often, and every time I have it, I'm like, this is really good.
We should make root beer
Okay.
for the kids. We can make root beer and show them how to brew it and all
whip
that.
out your sarsaparilla there.
I might. You don't know.
I don't know. I'm going to learn.
I will say this. Have you tried hard root beer? I tried hard root beer, and I was excited, and it tasted like licking a dog's backside. A little tangier, actually. Oh. Ronald Smith says, we haven't always over here in Central Florida, and it's a giant Big Lots crate flooring stuff, carpeting, remanufactured tools and stuff. That sounds pretty cool. I like Big Lots. Big Lots back in the day was really cool. You used to be able to find like Central Pneumatics or Chicago Pneumatics, like the real stuff showing up there. When I had my paint touch-up business, I got a lot of extra guns from Big Lots back in the day. Di's in the house, and she says hello and good night. Time for bed. Minnie Mouse, say hi to Goofy for me. Yeah. Mrs. Bear, you can't whisper into the mic.
I know. I already addressed that. I'm not whispering.
AMSR. We're going to do a whole video of AMSR.
No, we're not, because I will hit you in the head with a tool.
Welcome to the Den of Tools.
Honey.
I bet if you did it, we'd get a lot more views.
Probably. It's the ears.
Is that an Icon toaster behind you? Don't look at it. It's not out yet. Everyone's going to want one.
Robert
Boy,
Adams.
hold on. But it is, no lie, Black & Decker. Kid you not.
Robert Adams says, for a
Right there,
decent
Black & Decker.
set of tap and die, the Irwin is good. But if you need good ones, buy the ones you need at a machine shop supply as you need them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
Or get a basic set to start with, and then buy the ones you use a lot that you'll really need a high quality in. Because chances are, unless you're becoming a machinist or something like that, you won't need high quality for everything you do. But a lot of times, if you're doing a specific kind of work, there are only a handful of sizes that you will need.
Mike G says, with ratcheting wrenches, do you prefer the lever switch mechanism or the flip to change direction style?
Okay, I get it. That is a hard question for me to answer because I will be honest, up until Harbor Freight, and this is not just Harbor Freight, okay? But up until Harbor Freight sent me their Icon ratcheting wrenches, and I'm on record to saying this, that I have never liked the flip style, and that I always liked the ratcheting, the flip style with the flex head has always been my favorite style. But that said, usually those have always also been fairly stubby, fairly short wrenches. The Icon ones I got are significantly longer, significantly thinner. I still don't like the part where I have to flip the switch, but I realize there's no getting away from it. But I do like them, and it's almost, I hate to be indecisive, but it's almost like 6 in one, half dozen the other. Like there are jobs where I would want the flex head flips, and there's jobs where I like especially on like the bigger bolts kind of stuff, where I like the full size lever action ones.
Wahawk says, drink what you like, but throw the mini cabbage in the compost bin. Wahawk, you know what I'm getting you for Christmas, honey? I'm going to get you some pickled Brussels sprouts. And I'm not even sure where they make them, but I'm going to find them and Amazon them to you.
Get them, put them in a slingshot, and shoot them at the woman with the ears.
No, they would be delicious. I would eat those. Not if you got them on the ground. But anyways, Barbecue 76 with a $5 super chat. I usually donate to the Gospel Bear on Sunday, but since I'm home now, here's a couple your way. No bing-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding because Miss Bear wants to bing-bing. That's right. Okay. Daughter of Ra, everyone, there's no binging. So, no binging. There's a moment of silence. I don't know what to do if we're not binging.
Have a moment of silence for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
All praise be his name. You know what that makes me want to listen to now?
I have no idea. But you're about to tell us.
I went to church one Sunday.
Oh, my gosh.
I sat down to pray. Something quite unusual happened on that day.
Okay.
Preacher, he kept preaching. Everybody know who that song is?
I do.
Yeah. She hates him, but I love him.
I think he's...
His music is fabulous.
Okay. Yeah. So, thank you, Jarre. She put the link to where you can get the mug. Thank you.
Ronald says you can get downloads at the library. Everything they got on audio is on CD or cassette. No cars nowadays have that.
Yep.
Or cassette. I'm like, what's an cassette? Is this some sort of audio thing I don't know about?
It's very aquatic, honey.
It comes
You
up,
can
eats
understand.
your seals.
Frank says he loves Ardbeg Scotch. Ardbeg. Ardbeg? I'm not familiar with Scotch.
I'm looking for it. Is it at the
It's
bottom?
nope, it's at the top. Right there. Right there.
I don't know what that one
I
is.
don't know about that.
Daughter Ross says, Bear, don't you dare touch my pumpkin bread. I already licked it.
Christopher.
Just like all the ice cream in the store.
He's kidding about that. Please do not arrest
I
us.
would not do that.
Christopher Connard says Scotch is the patchouli of whiskey.
Yes. Yes, it is. And they don't spell it right either.
Yeah. Gregory Swift Wright says, if you're ever in Kentucky, go to Barnestown, bourbon capital of the world. Barnestown. I'm unfamiliar with that.
I can't go back to Kentucky because I'm wanted for
Yep.
borrowing horses.
Yep.
Wohawk says she has auxiliary ears on, so she thinks everything is loud.
Daughter of Ross says, Steve moves to 6 to 11, 5 days a week, starting next week.
Oh.
I'm not sure how that's going to work with your schedule, if that's good or bad. Bear One says, Mrs., could you talk to text problems be tied to your refusing to speak up into the microphone? You know what? Whatever he's paying you is probably worth it.
Barbecue 76 says, what else do I waste money on? Asking that on a live stream with a person that knows. Living dangerous, my man.
He lives quite dangerously.
She knows exactly where. I go to the store. I'll spend money. I will have said goodbye to the cashier, and my phone is ringing. What did you spend money on?
That makes it sound terrible.
Well, my response is none of your business, damn woman.
Yeah, but who set up the alerts that go to my phone?
I probably did.
Yeah. Jeremy says, hello from work in North Carolina. Hello. Thank you for working. Whatever you're doing, I'm sure is essential. Super appreciate it. Did you turn my mic down? Is that what the problem is?
I don't believe I did. Give me a sound check.
1 2 1 2. You can see it. It's working.
And my sound check is just barely above yours.
Yeah.
But I know how to enunciate and speak distinctly into the microphone.
Yeah. Okay. Going to Tony Fleming, $5 super chat. Bing, bing. That's right. $5 super chat. I don't have to do a moment of silence. Cover your ears, daughter of Ra. Bing, bada, ding, bing, 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 bing. Thank you. Super appreciate it.
Scott Lee says he's having trouble finding the Cobalt toolboxes. You and me both, brother. I was at Lowe's today walking around. I got a kink in my neck from walking around looking at the ceiling. I did find the area where they would have kept them. And I did find an 8-drawer toolbox. But to be honest, I don't really need one. I was actually just only looking for some of the locals here to help them find one. I was actually looking for some of those Craftsman carts because I need them as tool stands. And I didn't find any of those.
Robert Adams says, I have been buying my root beer from Aldi. Better than the odd brand that Tractor Supply sells and way better than IBC. Sounds like we need to have a root beer tasting
That sounds like a great video.
That sounds like an awesome video. I'm excited about that.
But you want to talk about bummed? We'd actually thought of a great video we were going to do. We were going to go to every place in Las Vegas that advertises like a prime rib and lobster dinner.
Yep.
And like every week go to a new place and do a prime rib and lobster dinner. And we just decided we were going to do that when they shut down all the casinos.
I was so sad.
I was so looking
I
forward.
was like, what do you mean when we're closing Vegas?
Well, there back in the day, I can remember going to Terrible's back when they actually had a casino. I think it eventually became Hooters, which just recently got sold into something else. And I think I paid $11, and I got like a prime rib that was like that thick, and it was delicious. And it came with a soup and a salad and a baked potato with everything on it, and a drink and a dessert. And wow, I just could not believe and a small lobster tail. And I could not believe how good that was. And I've been really looking forward to this, and denied.
Yep. Dwayne Larson says, try birch beer. Okay. We'll have to add that to our root beer, birch beer situation.
We talked about the ratchet wrenches. We talked about the small cabbage. Dada Raw is outing me as to where you can buy the mug. We talked about Scotch Beer Sound. We talked about Steve's schedule.
I need the gong, honey.
You are the gong. Dada Raw, not your father's root beer.
Barbecue 76 says, Miss Bear, I know you see this first. Now, after you read this, grab the gong and do it right in Mr. Bear's ear and blame it on the barbecue guy.
Whoa!
$5 super chat. We must do what they say. You can put the little things on. I am going to do it right in his ear, though. Barbecue 76, this is for you. Bing, bing. That was really loud.
Are you done? Like I don't have enough hearing damage as it is.
Love you.
Love you too.
Barbecue 76 loves you too, just in a different. He loves you in a gong way.
In a special way.
It's not wrong. It's gong.
Jeremy says hello from North Carolina. And Zaffy wants to know if the toaster is brushless and does it come with a battery. The battery is a la carte, but it is brushless. You can use it corded or cordless, but cordless, it really just works as a box. It doesn't get warm. Bear One says, I would actually have a need for a cheap toaster oven. Maybe Harbor Freight should make one. I don't know if Harbor Freight needs to get into appliances. The Black & Decker is pretty cheap. I think I paid $20 for it. And I bought it, actually, and the reason it's in the shop is I bought it for heating up Kydex.
Ronald Smith said, I find the flippables better on ratchets than the one with the switch on it because every time I turn around, a switch keeps on turning on me, especially in small places. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that. No matter the ratchet type you get, it will always be in the wrong direction when you put it on the bolt. That's a life rule right there. Let's see here.
Any good trades recently? That's thinking time. So he's sometimes with us, Dana Gadgets.
Any good trade? Oh, stock stuff. No, man, we are down. I'm down over 50% in valuation. They're just everything is going sideways.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely been up and down, but not.
Now the good news is all our trades. We've got one trade that expires May 1st and one trade that expires mid-May, so we've got time for it to turn around. And the way the market's going, it goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. At some point, they're going to be in the money. I just hate having to wait for it. I want to be a millionaire this week. Dang it.
Yeah, me too. But, that whole waiting and being patient. Bear One said, "Have you and the fam seen Transformers, the movie from 1986? Real great watch, and if you do watch it, do so with the lights really low. The best way to experience it."
I have not seen that, I don't think.
Wahawk says, "If we're getting religious, we must listen to Mississippi Squirrel Revival." All right, we'll have to check that one out. Groove Jet Honey, I do not know what this means. Wanted horse wrangling. You wanted to wrangle horses? I'm not
I like
sure
wrangling
what that
horses.
means. Maybe it means something else in the UK.
So the song I was singing before is Lyle Lovett from his album Joshua Judges Ruth. And I am a big fan of his music.
Bear One says, "Wait, you're paying people to say the wife is quiet in streams? Where's my check?" Good luck. It's in the mail.
I'll tell you, if you guys didn't hear the story before, I love telling the story. I've often, and for many, many years, complained that she is a quiet talker. And she's like, "No, I'm not. I talk just fine. Nobody ever says that." And right after... And right after we had this big to-do about the whole thing, we go to a party. This was 10, 15 years ago, something ridiculous.
Allegedly.
27 years ago?
27.
It's a long time ago. We go to this party, and we're sitting there talking to one of her old friends. And her friend turns to her and goes, "You know, I can never hear you. You're such a quiet talker." And the daggers that came out of your eyes, she turned to me like this, like it was something from The Exorcist. Like, "If you say anything, you will die."
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, honey. Haven't a clue.
And I've never let her live that moment down.
That's right. James Baker says, "The volume does seem a little low on her mic. See? Not just me." Sydney Anderson says, "Mrs. DeBear, don't stand 6 feet back from the mic." Okay. I promise I will be closer. Wahawk says, "The bell gave Jeff the Popeye squint." LOL.
Hey, you love me spinach.
Bear One says, "How is the Harbor Freight big tricycle? My store got some in the clearance section."
I don't know. I've seen that. I've never actually seen. I mean, like I've never seen it in real life. Like somebody using it. I have no idea.
Past the Spider said, "The birch root beer from Kroger's is good." So we'll have to check it out. And Wahawk says, "The root beer tasting would be a great video for the Cubs to do."
It would be.
Yeah. Groove Jet says, "You're allowed to walk around in your do-it-yourself places still. We can't here in the UK. We have to order online and then pick it up at the door of the store." Yep.
Yeah. Some places. There's many states that have lockdowns and kind of stuff, and where they do stuff like that. I was reading a tale from one store where the guy got followed throughout the entire store by a worker, telling them like, "Oh, you please stay so and so far away from something." I stopped at Costco to get gas today. I filled up my tank on my truck, half-ton truck. It was under $40. It was so wonderful.
It was awesome.
And also, usually there's this huge line of people at Costco. I'm like, cheapest gas in decades. Drove right up to the pump. There was no one there. And as I'm leaving, there's somebody leaving Costco, and the guy's loading up, and one of the people, the people out there, the cart tenders, goes for the cart, and the guy turns around and goes, "Get away from me! You get back!" I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "He's a good 10 feet from you."
Yeah, people are crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Frank says, "I loved the Vegas prime rib too, the Westward Ho." Yeah. I have seen that place. It was one of the places we were going to go to.
Back in the day, it used to almost be like kind of a meme kind of thing. We talk about like, how was the buffet there? Oh, the buffet was so, but the prime was good.
Yeah. Robert Adams says, "Vegas was much better back when the mafia ran it. Went downhill when the corporate mafia took over."
I totally agree with that. It had more soul.
Big D says, "Was still in stock on the computer." Oh, that must be to somebody else. Groove Jet says, "Ha ha 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 ha." I am not sure what we're laughing about. Perhaps me.
GM says, do I really need my first impact driver to be brushless? I'm an apprentice and do concrete and masonry. No, you don't. Brushless will give you a slight edge in torque. It'll be very slight. And I mean, yeah, it'll give you more, and it will give you longer battery life. But if you're working in a shop, that's not really an issue. You should have other batteries. And on top of that, impacts and drills and stuff like that, they're short run durations. You're not running them for a minute, 5 minutes at a time, like you run a router or a sander or something like that, or a buffer, anything that spins and at high rev for long period of times. Grinders are a great example of a tool you want to be brushless, because you'll run grinders for long periods of time. They spin incredibly high revs. That's where you get the most bang for your buck from brushless. Drills and impacts, they just give you a slight boost, and I don't know if they equate to what you pay for them.
You have Barbecue 76. I have Michael Glazier. $2 super chat. Hannibal Lecter time with no earmuffs. I will do the bing bida bing bing, and then you're going to torture me. $2. Bing bida ding bing bing bing.
Come closer, please.
No, you're creepy.
Come here.
No.
I want to whisper something in your ear. Come closer.
No.
Closer to the glass. Clarice. Can you hear the lambs? Gonna eat their kidneys at the some fava beans in a nice county.
I hope that was amusing. Oh my gosh, it's so yuck.
Ugh. Wig myself out. How good are the Harbor Freight welding gloves? There's the big heavy duty ones, the brown ones, and I've used those for quite some time, doing a lot of copper work with brazing and stuff like that, and they're pretty good at keeping off heat. I have a pair of the MIG gloves, and I don't find that I'm not a welder. I know I play around with the stuff. I'm not a welder. And the MIG gloves are fine for MIG. MIG, I don't think, puts out nearly as much heat as everything else. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but just doesn't seem like it does. So, the big gloves, they seem like they're more for like stick welding kind of stuff, because they come up real far on your arm, like up to here.
That's just so you can be fashionable.
They
honestly.
But I have both pairs around the shop.
Daughter of Ra says Michigan closed Joann's.
Tragedy.
What I have found here is, did they close it completely? When I called, there was a recording saying you can place orders online and that they will bring it out to your car.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Luke says, a friend of mine uses the giant tricycles to have a race on sober grad night. All right. Bear One says, make sure you wear gloves pumping gas. Also, gotta go. Okay.
Yeah, I carry hand sanitizer, disinfectant with me when I get out. I don't wear gloves because you're contaminating the gloves. You touch your face with the gloves, same thing. You can peel them off, and that does help. The other thing is, you need to know, and we should do a video on how to take off gloves. So both of us have had medical training. She was into medicine and was actually going to go for a nursing degree at one time. I've been trained to deal with
Dingbats that accidentally shoot themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, was that out loud?
Firearm inflicted wounds. So, and I had to go through several different classes on that to get certified. But what you do is, when you got your glove, it comes down to here, you don't put your thumb underneath it and then pull it up, which is what most people think you do, because you've broken the contamination zone when you do that. So you come in here, you kind of cup your hand, and causes it to pucker right there, and you pinch right here, and you pinch hard, and you pull the whole thing forward, and that pulls it inside out. And then you use the inside of that to come around and grab the other one and pull that off. So you can't just bypass the glove, because then you're contaminating yourself.
I have to go check on children.
That's a good idea.
It's half an hour past bedtime, and I bet they're hanging out.
Well, yeah. So when I get back in the car, I'll decontaminate my hands. I do the steering wheel. I do any surface I may or may not have touched. And then also, you don't just wipe it down and wipe your hands down and then just go. You wipe them down, you use copious amounts, and then you let it sit for like 30 seconds because you got to let it do its work. And also, you don't just like, hey, rub my hands, I'm all good. You get in there, you work each nook and cranny like this, go all the way through, go up and down, you do the back sides, you do this side, you do the same thing. And you should take a minute at least to do that because I know they say like 20 seconds when you're washing your hands. Hand sanitizer is not as good as soap. So you have to be even more thorough. How much was gas at your Costco? It was $1.99 for regular. The Tool Hunter says at Frank, and I want to read this because I want to see what he says. He says MIG gloves are okay, somewhat cheap, and the stick gloves are for sure no. So what don't you like about the stick gloves? I'd be curious to know. I do agree that the MIG gloves are cheap but somewhat okay. I just emailed the Craigslist link to the Mrs. Wohawk says, thought it would be appropriate to tonight's stream subject. We'll have to check it out. Come here, Clarice. Man, I had not been scared by a movie in a long, long time. And I thought I was to the point where there are movies that can't scare me anymore. Like Friday the 13th, I thought that stuff can't scare me anymore. And then I saw Silence of the Lambs in theaters, and I was scared. That movie freaked me out. That one reminded you that the real monsters, don't come out of the closet in the dark. Let's see here. Barbecue 76. You put on your ear protection too soon. I'm going to have to up my game. Where else are we? Have you seen the Steel GTA 26 hand printer? Just got one, and it's super handy around the yard. I have not. I'll be honest. I have pretty much given up on gas yard equipment. I don't have a huge estate, and I don't have anything that's like super industrial. And I switched to electric like 5 years ago, at least 5 years ago, and I would not look back. I would not go back. And I've mowed some pretty heavy kind of stuff with an electric mower. And I will admit, like the stuff I have right now, like I got the Bauer trimmer. It is not a heavy duty trimmer. I don't have heavy duty hedges. The pole saw I've got from Lethelli is going to get put to some serious work this summer. We've got these box elder trees that grow like weeds. In fact, most people consider them a weed tree. And I'm going to be pruning the snot out of some trees. So we're going to see how that works. But we got the electric chainsaw. I used so last year, before I got the chainsaws, I used what was it? Oh, I forgot the name of the company. It's the cheap one off of Amazon. They sent me their corded recip saw. And I used that along with some Diablo. I think it was it was Milwaukee pruning blades. And I took down a couple box elders with that. And it was a pain because it took a good lot longer than you'd want it to do. But, I mean, you let the saw do the work, and it did it. And I was able to chop it up in little pieces. I don't know if you can burn. Can you burn box elder?
Why are we asking me?
I don't know. Because you're my co-host, and you're supposed to, like, chime in on stuff. Sorry, I know I'm look like I'm all lounged out, like laid back in the chair and stuff. That it's late in the evening. I'm tired, so we're taking it. We're casual. We're all family here, right?
It's Casual Tuesday.
It's Casual Tuesdays.
Michael Glazier says $3. Thank you, Mrs. DeBear. I sent Jeff a picture for you, which I think you already showed me. Correct? The one with the computer.
Was that the computer one with the
movie?
Howard the Duck.
Bam, ba, bam, ba. Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
she giggled like a little girl.
I did.
She was very tickled.
And if that's not it, we'll check our thing. But I think that is what that is. $3. Super chat. Cover your ears. Bing, bing, bing. Sorry.
Big D says, I think I'm going to go to Walmart and
With
in a Free Hugs t-shirt.
Yep.
I want to get one that says, get a shirt with has like a stop, not like a no parking kind of sign, that kind of format, and it says something like COVID-19 free zone. So, you can't, so the COVID can't get me because I'm in a COVID free zone.
There's something I have been thinking about, and I think most of you probably are not going to be thinking about this ever.
Is it Nutella? Because I've been thinking about Nutella.
No.
Oh.
I've been thinking about my hair because my hair is so long. And typically when, again, I think most of you are men.
If scissors come into this conversation, we're getting a divorce.
No, they're not part of this conversation, but if I cut my hair, we're not getting divorced.
No.
I have been thinking that I need to put a hair covering or something on my hair. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but when the kids and stuff have,
it's not a bad idea.
It's not a terrible idea. Like, I was out recently and somebody had a terrible coughing fit. Of course, everybody's looking at them like, oh my gosh, you're trying to kill us. Yeah.
I will admit that the Amish look is kind of hot.
Not exactly the look I was going for. But anyways, if the ladies that are here, if you have any suggestions or recommendations, my hair is incredibly long and it needs to be cut.
Come on, long dress, long skirts, dresses, see a little ankle.
Yeah. On a different note, so if anybody has any ideas other than just a regular hat, let me know. I've also watched like a ton of history on the royal family. And I have decided that I'm an excellent parent because none of my children have been married off to anyone that they're related to. And no one has any inherited diseases. Well, that's not true, but yeah.
Yeah. James says that we need to get a room. Daughter Ross says we didn't hear.
I've been looking into that. There aren't any available.
There aren't, and she keeps going, we need to get a hotel room. I'm like, it's not happening. Daughter Ross says we didn't hear any of the threats. I wish we had like an extra $5 or $10,000 we could just spend because I really want to get a trailer, like a camper trailer.
Any of what?
If we had $5 to $10,000 to spend on, we could buy a trailer. We're talking about buying a camping trailer because we can't get a hotel room, but we could go camp out in the desert. They can't close the desert.
Well,
I guess they could
some
try.
Places they could, but yeah, I mean, it would be really great.
They can't stop us all.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be really great. Anyways.
Did you hear the part where Daughter Ross says that they didn't hear any of the threats?
Yes. Okay. That's right.
It puts
She's
the
my
lotion.
alibi.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
That's right.
Daughter Ross says no, they were started to close entirely. Order for delivery. Big D says, pretty sure Joann's is still open over here. Pretty much everything is.
Where are you, Big D?
I will say the group chat. That creepy voice is funny as hell. Yeah, we're here in Vegas, and we're in one of the states that has no stay-at-home orders. We've got no quarantine, none of that kind of stuff. They have asked us to stay at home unless there's unless it's urgent, and they have closed all non-essential businesses. At which point, every business declared they're essential, and like the only thing that's like really closed are like the secondary stores at strip malls, but all the big stores are open and essential. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't go to the mall, but it seems like everywhere I turn around, every place is open. The casinos are closed, the malls are closed, the little tiny stores are closed, but I don't know, is Best Buy closed? My guess is they're essential because you got to work from home, so you need to buy computer stuff. Lowe's is essential, Home Depot is essential, the gas station, the oil change,
the maintenance man. Sorry.
The restaurants you can get carry out at every place or delivery.
Yeah.
Pink Box, the donut place, is open.
Yep.
I drove through Taco Bell today because they were giving away free tacos.
Yep. Paul St. Marie says My shirt's going to say, if my fist can reach your nose, you're standing too close.
Ah,
That's so true. I have to say it is really nice as a woman to go to the store and be able to tell that creepy person that doesn't understand
Back
personal
off.
space, which is usually a guy, but not always, to be like, I'm sorry. I really need for you to back up. And, you know, they actually do it.
Big D says bullet holes, shove a tampon on it and walk it off.
That's right.
I have a 3-stage medical kit, and it does have 2 tampons in it. And then one thing I'm going to say this: a lot of people.
It had 2 tampons in it.
I won't even ask. The one thing I will say is a lot of people seem to think that quick clot is the end all be all. You just throw some quick clot in it, you'll be fine.
Like you can put that on and just walk it off.
Well, I mean, like, it'll stop anything. It'll clot it up. You can get quick clot is often ends up doing more damage than the bullet itself. Surgeons hate dealing with it because it gets everywhere and it does tons of damage. The pads, if you have to use it, get the kind that has where it's in a pad. Do not get the kind that's in the salt shaker you just pour onto it. That's terrible. And honestly, he's right. If it's a clean hole, shove a tampon on it, put some pressure on it, and get them to an emergency room. Let's see here. Gas is $1.52 in Virginia Beach.
Wahawk hears Amish Paradise in his head. Somebody else said Amish Girls Gone Wild. Big D says, agreed. Told my woman that it's her hair, but if she wants to cut it, she can. Also reminded her she can move out too.
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't do girls with short hair. I'm sorry.
It is my hair, and if I decide to cut it, you're not going anywhere. You also don't like ladies with tattoos.
I can get over the tattoos. You can
get over it.
You can wear clothes. You can cover up there. Just help that. Get a little more family friendly there. And the whatchamacallit. But the hair thing, that's a make or break for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Anyways, AJ Lynch said, if there's any ladies here, I'll be surprised. Actually, they should PM me. Good luck with that. We do have ladies here. And they're all sending you their hair tips right now.
John says, is the freight ever going to bring back the 12-volt DC scissor jack? I think they were recalled, one having failed under load. I didn't even know they had one.
Wait, did you say Lowe's?
Under load. Harbor Freight.
Oh.
Scissor jack for a car. You plug it into the cigarette lighter, press the button, it jacks up the car. Interesting concept. I think you'd be better off just putting a drill in your in with your car with your toolkit, and you can just flip the thing around, put it on the thread, and run it. Send it, as they say. Which miter saw, Spidey asks, would you recommend? Single, dual bevel, sliding, or non? Which brand for a DIY person? That is like asking what flavor, what do you like on your pizza? I personally have the Hercules 12-inch dual bevel sliding miter saw because I don't need to have multiple saws in the area, and it eliminates my need for a lot of the table saw uses. I would say that a miter saw is a much safer tool to use than a table saw in many cases, and it takes up a lot less room, so I don't have to have a big table saw in a smaller shop. You are not going to get the same level of accuracy out of a sliding miter saw without spending exorbitant amounts of money that you will out of a non-sliding miter saw. But it's one of those things where it does more than one thing, so it reduces the overall, if it slides, you're going to have more flex. Just all there is to it. I don't know if I need dual bevel. All right. Single bevel you just have to work around it. You can do the same stuff. The dual bevel becomes, but it's just more useful. And at $300 when it's on sale, it's hard not to like it. And for the average DIYer, I think the Admiral is an excellent solution.
Wahawk sent me something. At least I think this is it. It's a Craigslist post.
Oh my god.
Calm down. It's not that kind of Craigslist post. Are you looking it up?
No.
Non-socially distant seating. It's 3 free pairs of stadium seats. Great for fire pit or something. I'd spray paint them if I were keeping them. They'd clean up nice. On curb, will remove when gone.
Those are cool.
They are, but I love it. Non-socially
Non-socially, yeah, because
seating.
you're sitting right next to your friend there.
That's right. Barbecue 76 is losing his mind. Yes, I'm about to help every guy. What's the best tool in the box to open the pickle jar? I actually know this one, but I'm sure it's going to be something else.
The best tool in the box to open the pickle jar. The extremely large end channel locks.
See, that's not the right answer. I'm going to say a flathead. Because when it's stuck, you stick it in there, in between the glass and the lid, and you twist it a little bit, and it breaks.
Shatters the glass.
No, it breaks the seal of the vacuum, the vacuum seal on the thing, and the little button goes, and then the top opens up.
How does the little button go again? Okay, here's why you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
You are entirely wrong.
I'm totally not wrong.
Because there's no such thing as a flathead. Slotted.
Oh my gosh. Yep, you're scooting over so I don't whack you with something heavy. Anyways, I said it. Barbecue 76. What's the answer? He says, I'll stop spamming for a minute, but what's the best tool for a stuck lid on a jar? Somebody said the hammer. Somebody else says hammer. Tap the lid of the jar. It loosens the screw hold. Easy peasy. Okay.
No, she may be right about that. I've never even thought about doing that.
Well, I've
to release
done it
the
with a
vacuum
butter
pressure.
knife. That's what I have done.
That's why all the tips of the butter knives are bent. Isn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Somebody was asking about the trike. I don't see it on the website either. There are items that do not ever end up on the website. They don't like shipping it or something like that. So it's kind of weird. But I'm not surprised that it's not there.
Also, the maintenance man is here.
Maintenance man in the house.
I said that. I thought it in my head.
Paul St. Marie says, what part of 6 feet don't people understand? Going to the grocery store ought not to be life-threatening. Really? So, like, I was out today because I had to pick up some stuff. And most people were like, it was like planetary orbits around each other. They gave lots of space. But some people were just like cruise right on through and like, literally, like, if I wasn't worried that you would contaminate you, I might punch you. Or you contaminate me. It's just ridiculous.
Hey, William Logan.
Mr. Logan, how you doing?
Okay, Barbecue 76, where are you, honey? Because you asked this question. Now, he has an idea. I have an idea. Several people have said hammers. I'm just going to say that is a permanent solution to a temporary problem with your jar if you use a hammer, because it's not going to be a jar anymore.
Brad's Workbench says, I would love some big chunks of box elder if you think of me. Brad, first of all, A, good to see you, my man. And B, if you want some, swing by the house. We'll load you up, man.
Yep.
You should bring the wife and the kids and come up to Montana for a week. We'll put you up in the other bedroom and you can enjoy Montana life, socially isolating up there. Yes.
Big D also says, also just tap around the edges of the lid with pretty much any utensil and it will break the seal as well. I grew up doing that as well. I would whack it with the side of the handle of the screwdriver or the knife and then flip it around. And
do you know how I always did it?
you hate pickles and you don't open the jars.
I would throw it in the garbage. Because pickles are zombie
He thinks
cucumbers.
pickles. Yeah, he calls them zombie
They're
cucumbers.
undead, past their natural place. Should have gone to pickle, cucumber heaven.
Yep.
And they
They're in
are
pickle
an unholy
cucumber
abomination to the eyes of the Lord.
Okay, Barbecue 76, I am going
They should be cleansed with fire.
Whack you because you're gone now. Daughter of Ross says whatever tool ends up working. That's right.
Barbecue 76. I'm going to give everyone a very valuable tip that you would be proud to pass on. I found out today that there's a good tool for removing stubborn lids. Any guesses to be continued?
Oh, my goodness. William Logan says, my girlfriend tested positive for COVID-19.
Oh.
Sad times. I'm super sorry. We have another friend here.
Gary P.
Yeah, who...
He and his wife.
Would you like to finish any of my other sentences?
Well, you're going kind of slow, and we got to catch up.
Anyways, we are definitely praying for you guys, so we will add your girlfriend to our list of prayers. I am so sorry.
Paul says, pardon me, some folks at Safeway need a major dose of slapping. That's on any given day. Let's be totally honest about that. I'm getting a little behind. Let me catch up real quick here.
Okay.
Come in. Come in and sit a spell. Take your shoes off. What am I going to recommend? I have no idea. Target not accepting returns until April 16th in my area. Yep. And now here, Amish Paradise. Yes, I'm about to help every guy. What's the tool in the box to open the pickle jar? Still wondering. I'm wondering if you've looked at the device on Amazon or Banggood that take a 4.5 inch grinder, turn it into a chop saw. I have looked at a lot of those grinder attachments. There's the mini chop saw. There's a mini table saw. There's one that turns it into a finger sander. There's another one that you put it into, turns it into a belt sander. I've even seen one that turns a grinder into a mini chainsaw. So there's a lot of those old grinder attachments. But I found that by the time you put the whole thing together, you can buy the actual tool itself. So that's the sad thing.
Sorry, I just have to say something. William Logan is saying, I may have it as well, but I can't get tested. So my understanding is if your girlfriend tests positive, you should absolutely be able to.
Well, it's state by state. So every state has different rules.
Okay, you should go to the nearest state.
And start coughing on somebody.
That does that. That will give, yeah. I'm really sorry.
I am too. And that's ridiculous that if you've been... Well, I think what they've said is that you're supposed to self-quarantine, and then if you start showing symptoms, you can get tested, which is a bit ridiculous. Donna Russ says, Steve likes it when my hair is long. He has to live with me all the time, but shaving it twice. Oh. Robert Adams says, I'm thinking of a self-induced mohawk if I can get mine cut eventually. Hi, little bear. And let's see here. Trolling for Dollars says, thank you for your streams. Thank you for being part of them. Charlie says, would that new 2-ton jack be good to throw in a truck versus the traditional scissor jack? I don't know. It's smaller. It doesn't lift as high. It really depends on the truck. If it's if it's a smaller, compact, maybe. If you've got a bigger lifted truck, probably not. I just don't know the height that it lifts to. I mean, I do, but I don't know the height of your truck. I don't think it would probably work well on my truck. Paul says you should be able to adjust the play out of a miter saw. There's also tricks you can use to improve repeatability. This is true, and you can adjust some of the play. I've looked at a lot of miter saws. When they're fully extended, there's no way, even the best ones, to get rid of all that play if you're not paying attention and you put too much leverage on it. And it doesn't take that much when they're fully extended. Donna Ross says that you need to leave her flat-headed screwdrivers alone. That's wrong of you to pick on her screwdrivers.
I think she was talking to you.
Nope, not a possible chance.
Not me.
Robert M says, when I build a time machine, I will erase the flathead common slotted screws from existence for the benefit of all mankind. We'll go all not hex. I just Torx. If Jeff gets through the live stream unbruised, it's going to be a miracle. No, she always saves the beatings till afterwards.
I don't like witnesses.
And I'm just stupid enough to forget by the next time why I'm so sore.
Groovejet says silence doesn't suit you both. When are we both silent at the same time?
We did that moment of silence earlier.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Some stores put X's on the floor so you can stand there when you're waiting in line. I have seen that, and I think that's a brilliant idea.
Barbecue 76, people are still trying to figure it out.
AJ Lynch says, Montana, do you speak Spanish? Not a lot of Spanish speaking in Montana. Canadian. They speak some Canadian. William Logan, my girl. Okay, we talked about that. Again, we're sorry to hear that, and we will be keeping you in our thoughts and prayers. Mark B says, I think a strap wrench for the jar. That's a good one. Or a, whatchamacallit? Those, the three-toothed ones you use on oil filters.
Yes, somebody else already said that.
Did they? Well,
Yeah.
I said it better.
No.
I said it with a microphone. Hence, I said it better.
it with a microphone, but you did not say it better.
Pickles and Brussels sprouts are the devil. Wohawk and I agree.
Well, Hawk, all I can say is that I need to send you some sweet pickles.
See, Lewis agrees with me. He says use the oil filter wrench.
Pickled Brussels sprouts. When's your birthday? It's happening.
Paul St. Marie says you should try my homemade bread and butter pickles.
I totally want to try
bread,
them.
yes. Homemade butter, yes. Bread and butter pickles, hells to the
Yes,
no.
I would absolutely love to try them. I love them. They're so amazing. I'm not even sure how we got married.
Robert says pickles are like raisins. Raisins should have been eaten as grapes or turned into wine, not forgotten about on the vine. I do like raisins, but they haven't been artificially left to, continue their existence. They're just the sad, sweet little husks of what they used to be.
Did you say they have not been artificial? What do you think happens with raisins? Do you think they're just...
You put them in the sun and they shrivel up. You don't put them in some sort of chemical concoction and cause them to live again.
Oh, my goodness. Obviously, he's very worked up about this. This is a concern.
Donna Raw says that I'm begging to be grounded or tanned or flayed.
Barbecue 76. Yeah, reading, it's fundamental.
It sometimes.
Woo! And then I
Page
knocked
Farm
everything
said,
over.
why are you trashing my desk?
It's karma.
Page Farm says, Den Tools, y'all awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for all the reviews and info and hashtag Salmon Smack. I just love the idea. I made some comment about it. Somebody was so out of line they needed to get smacked with a fish.
Oh, right.
Oh, smack you with a salmon. Whapack. Let's see here. The Ask Stumpy Nubs about those aftermarket angle grinder add-ons. Yeah, he got bit, didn't he? He was using the chainsaw one, wasn't he? Where it's like a disc chainsaw for grinding. I think that's what it was. I could be entirely wrong, but I don't watch a lot of his stuff. But I watch it every so often. That really sucks, but hopefully he's getting better. 2 strap wrenches. Walked into a bar. I don't know. John says, do you think we will the white color for all the basically will Harbor Freight push the white color across all the Harbor Freight boxes? I hope so. Lots of people like it. I don't see why they wouldn't, unless they're just teasing to get people to do stuff and whatnot. I don't know. It seems to be a very popular choice that people really like. I like them.
Excuse me.
The Bligada says, always wanted a small piece travel tool kit based off the Metrench concept, either in multi-tool socket, double end dog bone wrenches, or double end box wrenches. Any companies? Wow, I don't really know about that. I would have to look. I haven't seen a dog bone in Coon's age. And Dada Russ's pickles and Brussels sprouts are good separately.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking if it was pickled Brussels sprouts, they might be kind of good together. I don't know why I'm obsessing about it. I actually really want to try pickled Brussels sprouts now, and I don't even know if that's a thing. Is it a thing, people?
Wohawk said, Black & Decker made a gadget for opening jars. My dad rejoiced. They did. In fact, I got a buddy who's got a channel called, I can always never remember, it's Freaking Reviews. Freaking Reviews. And he reviews a lot of stuff, a lot of gadgets.
Bless you.
Excuse me. That's some COVID for you there.
Thank you for that.
Get you that. It's got extra bad in it. And anyway, so he did a video on can openers, bottle openers, that kind of thing. And there was one that you put it on there, you press a button, and it kind of does it itself. Works sometimes, doesn't work other times. But he did a comparison of a whole bunch of them. So that's a great video. Definitely check it out.
Pickled Brussels sprouts from a company called Old South.
That sounds
That's what
terrible.
I'm getting you for your birthday.
Hey Bear, Joshua asked, what do you think about the Daytona Jack? The blue looks nice. What think the Jack? I like the Jacks. I really want the 3-ton, low-profile, long-reach one. But that said, at $200, it's hard not to want to get that Daytona with the 3-year warranty. Can I help you?
I'm getting ready to ding.
You're always a dingling.
I am. I'm your dingling.
My dingling.
Um.
Oh, William Logan.
Yes, with the $5 super chat. Cheers, Mr. and Mrs. DeBear.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Cover your ears. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Thank you, super chat.
Paul St. Maurice's, it was one of those chainsaw-ish carving discs. I'd seen those, and they look really cool, and I've seen people do some really nice wood carvings with those things. But the first thing I thought of looking at the thing is, if that bites, it could just go all sorts of ugly on it.
Daughter of Rye, I agree. Barbecue 76, you better have had a serious emergency at this point because you asked a question, and now we need to know the answer, and you're gone.
Joshua Delgado says, hey, what do you think about the Icon tools? Hey, Bear, toolbox you have there looks really nice. They look good. It makes the show look cool. Well, thank you. I love the box. I think it's great. For my personal needs, I would not buy one of these because, well, okay, I take that back. If the kids were off to school and we had extra money to spend, I might, as I get older in life, decide to reward myself by buying something like that. But right now, I wouldn't. It's a luxury. It's not a necessity. As far as the tools, I really do like the ratcheting wrenches. I'm a big fan of those. Let's see, I have the 3/4 sockets. They seem decent. I've used them a few times. Probably more than a few times. The ratchets themselves, I haven't seen anything that's an issue with the ratchets. I'm real finicky when it comes to the feel in my hand. I want to be able to work with a tool that is that I don't have to look at every time I have to index it to get it on, where I want it to put something, add it on, add it off. And I actually like the Tekton ratchets better than the Icon ratchets. Now the Icon I don't think there's anything wrong. It's probably just a personal feeling about it. I'm trying to think what else I have in the Icon stuff. Oh, I got the little Icon. I got a stubby 3/8. So it's the size of a 1/4 inch, but it's a 3/8. That one I've found has got me out of a pickle a couple times. I like that, and I'm trying to think what else. Like I don't have any of the other new stuff. I don't have the screwdrivers. I don't have the new Icon breaker bars. I find it really hard, like the basic 1/2 inch Icon breaker bar. I have a hard time justifying that over the basic Pittsburgh one, which I think is excellent. So I'm definitely a pick and choose. I don't go all one brand for stuff.
Barbecue 76 is back.
I've been in and out with the family in your stream playing in the garage, but the spamming I did earlier I think was answered.
No, we all had different ideas.
I thought he had a suggestion. I thought he said he knew what it was. Like he was going to come back with an answer.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
Yeah.
So was that a question? Did you ask a question? Because I answered it, but I thought you had the answer.
It got answered.
It did get answered.
Pickled Brussels sprouts are definitely a thing. They're a disgusting thing, and they should be illegal. Morrow says, any idea when Harbor Freight will start selling laundry detergent? I need to wash my rags, and I hate going to the grocery store.
Go to the dollar store.
Make your own.
You could make your own, but I'm guessing if he could make his own, he would have already done it.
Jeff has the bear flu.
That's right. Wahak said his birthday was in January, so we need to send you a gift.
Happy,
obviously.
really post-birthday there.
No, that I'm sending him a gift of pickled Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
That's
you're
right.
a bad woman.
Because I love you that much. Pickled Brussels sprouts love.
Do you think Icon should or will be reduced in price? I don't see it being reduced in price anytime soon because I can tell you this. I talk to a lot of store managers. I ask some branch managers. I keep track of stuff like this. Dude, they're selling like hotcakes. As soon as they get stuff in, it sells. If a coupon comes out, they clear store shelves. I know lots of people buying these cabinets. They love them. Honestly, I'm a pretty thrifty kind of guy. I would like to see them less expensive. I don't see it happening anytime soon because people keep paying the price for them because they like them. So,
hey, baby.
yes.
I know that we're all having a great time, but it's getting kind of late.
Yes, I was just thinking that we should be wrapping this up here. And I'm also caught up here. I'm just reading through the last ones. Do you think Icon should, or we talked about that reprice there. Lewis Beerus, the U.S. Navy says it will remove the majority of USS Theodore Roosevelt's crew so the aircraft carrier can be disinfected. Yeah. Can you imagine COVID ripping through an aircraft carrier or anything like that? One of our manufacturing facilities in China started back up today. They're 300 miles from Wuhan on the east side of China. The good news is would not open if people are sick. I've heard a lot of talk. I have several contacts over in China at different locations, and they've been sending me emails left, right, and center saying, we're up, we're running, we're at full production, anything you need, blah, 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 blah. William Logan chimes in, I have the 25-inch Pittsburgh breaker bar, works like a champ. It certainly does. Robert M. says, PSAT, I guess past my bedtime. So we're going to wrap it up for the evening. As I said, this was unscheduled. Just wanted to hang out with you all, have some fun, get our mind off of things. I do want to say, going to Atlantic Cities, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I do want to say thank you for everyone who supported us with the super chats. Your support is and always will be appreciated. Also want to say thank you to everyone who is a member. That's the ones with the little bears behind their name. I'm looking over here. We got Paul St. Marie here, Morrow S, Barbecue 76, Daughter Raw, William Logan. All those little bears. The different color of the bear shows how long they've been a member. So newer bears, I think get the orangish one there. Bears who've been doing it for like 4 months, they get the blue one. 1 month is green, and it goes on and on. Anyway, just thank you so much. That's it's like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube, so you don't have to go through a second page and stuff. Yes, 1 month.
Yeah.
And also,
like shortest amount of time. Green.
We don't. I think
no oranges because that's new.
Yeah.
Oh.
Green is you've been at least 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
And then also want to thank everyone, all of our moderators. That's everyone with a blue wrench. Their name usually shows up in blue, and they've got that little blue cobalt wrench behind their name there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say thank you for them for taking their time to keep the channel family friendly, answer questions we can't get to, remind people to address us at the Den of Tools so we can see and read their questions. And a great way, if you like this, if you like what we do here, is to go over to their channel, because a lot of them are creators in their own right. They have channels they're trying to grow as well. Go and check out one of their videos. Give them a thumbs up. Maybe even consider liking and subscribing. You never know. You might find your next favorite tool channel or other content or non-content. Donna Raw, we're trying to get her to 100,000 subscribers to be the first person to get a silver play button with absolutely no content. Did you want to add something in real quick?
Yeah.
No, hold on, Griff.
I don't even know how to say this, so I might butcher the name, and you can tell me later. A Maximo 4951 with the 199 super chat. Good night, guys. Thanks for the midweek chat. Cover your ears. Oh, go ahead. Bing, 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 bing. Good job. Thank you for helping, Griffin. Whoop.
And Christina Marie sliding in under the wire. We did a live stream with her earlier today.
Yeah.
And they just finished playing Monopoly and not turned into... How did you just finish? How do you play a game of Monopoly that fast? Because my Monopoly games last days.
Yeah. Groovejet says, night guys from a small town, Stockton-on-Tees, and the old United Kingdom. Lots of love. Thank you again for showing up and for being part of our community.
Not to plug, but go subscribe to Goblin Bear. I might be changing the name soon. So.
Okay, well, they can't subscribe if you change the name. It's okay.
Anyway, special thoughts and prayers going out to William Logan and his girlfriend, as well as Gary P. and his wife, and any and all those who have been affected. I know I often make light of it, but that's just the way I deal with stress. It's the way I deal with dark times. Is, you know, if you let it get it down, you're losing already. That's just the kind of person I am. It's not that I don't take it seriously or feel for you all, and I really do worry about each and every one of you and everyone who is part of our family here, because we do think of the Den of Tools as our extended family. So you all take care, stay safe, take care of each and every other person that is around you, your family. Look out, you know. Remember that when there's others out there who are not as prepared, and maybe they might need some help. So try to be open in your hearts and giving. Anyway, God bless, and as always, shine on.